day we can be very successful.
Yeah. You were born in London. How Scottish are you?
My dad's Scottish.
And that makes you feel Scottish, or not?
Makes me feel Scottish, yeah. Braveheart.
Yeah. However much you are in love with music and women, soccer seems to be your biggest passion. Can one say that?
Well, it's, yeah, it is. You know, I was supposed to be on tour in June, an American tour, but I put it off because of the World Cup. So it plays a big part of my life. It's that important
for you.
It's very important.
And you even called your youngest daughter after a Scottish international named Liam McAllister.
No, so it's a boy.
It's a boy.
No, Liam McAllister. Yeah, McAllister is Scotland's
So
captain.
he is called Liam McAllister.
Stewart.
Stewart.
Hey, Jock.
Oh, that's a great name. Why didn't you call him after one of your other heroes, Dennis Law?
Well, I could have, but he looked like a Liam. You know, he looked like a McAllister. So maybe when I have the next child, because I'm going to have one more, I'll call him Dennis Law.
Great.
If it's a girl.
And you're also a Celtic fan, aren't you?
Yeah, Celtic.
Sorry, yeah, I understand now what you're saying. How about Wim Jansen?
Very disappointed today. Very disappointed. He quit Celtic.
But he didn't quit. He was more or less fired.
Elbowed.
Yes, there are always problems with the managers there.
Yeah.
How come? How good is he?
He's brilliant. I mean, he's won 2 trophies for Celtic this year.
Champion after 10 years for the first time. I mean, they should kiss a coach like that.
I kiss him. If he was here, I'd kiss Jan.
I'll send you a photograph. Maybe it's nice to put it beside your bed. But in general, why does Great Britain suddenly need all these Dutch players like, you know them?
Bergkamp. Yeah,
Bergkamp.
Brilliant.
Overmars.
Overmars,
Ed de...
Some great players.
You know Ed de...
No.
Ed de Goeie.
Goeie, yeah.
Ed de Goeie. Regie.
Regie, yeah. Blinker.
Regie Blinker, right.
Regie Blinker, yeah.
And now we have an international, Hasselbank, right?
Hasselbank,
and Manchester United. Next year we'll have Jaap.
Yes, you're right there. Yes, that's his name, yes.
But how come that Great Britain suddenly needs all these Dutch players? Are we that good?
Well, you are good. I mean, you're a tremendous footballing nation, and in saying that, you've also got some of the greatest supporters. I don't care what the English say. When Scotland play Holland, they're great friends. You know, it's tremendous to see that friendship with the supporters. But you've always been a football nation, and you've given the world some of the greatest ever footballers. So, and I don't think British football is in a great position right now, especially Scottish football. So we need you.
Go on, go on. You still play soccer yourself, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you doing that with your, let's say, Beverly Hills neighbors like Jack Nicholson and Marlon Brando, or with your friends of the old days?
Well, Jack and Marlon don't play anymore. They're too old.
They aren't younger than you are they?
It's a regular team of British guys. Yeah. You know, we play in a league. It's a very good quality football.
So where do you play?
Well, it all depends on the opposition. I usually play in the midfield, but if the opposition is too fast, they push me back to fullback. If they're really fast, I go in goal.
But you once really dreamt of playing for Scotland.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where did this dream end? Were you too much of a spoiled brat?
No, never. Where'd you get that from?
I don't know. I've been reading about you.
No, it's just music came along at the same time I was playing football, which I did professionally for about 3 hours, and I was too lazy to be a footballer. I wasn't really committed to it, but I was committed to music, and I think I made the right decision.
There's one surprising turning point in your life, because when you were young, you were a well-dressed, well-spoken lad. You even were a school prefect, weren't you?
Yeah.
And suddenly at 16, you were dropping out of school forever, and you never cared anymore about what people were thinking about you.
That's true, like most 16-year-olds.
But do you have any idea where it came from?
No, it's just when you're at that age, you want to express yourself and find out what you want to do with your life. You know, I recommend it to any kid between 15, 16 and 17. Just spend 6 months of the year, just travel the world and get it out of your system. Don't leave it until you're too old to do it.
That's the lesson.
Yeah, I think so.
Did your dad often have to tell you off?
He was pretty liberal with me, really. He actually bought me my first guitar, so he got me, set on the music business.
On the other hand, in the beginning of your singing career, you seem to have been reasonably shy.
I still am.
Where can I see that?
Can't you see it? It's written all over my face.
But is it true that in the beginning, from time to time, you even stood with your back to the audience?
Yeah, the first concert I ever did in New York was with the Jeff Beck group, and I hid behind the amplifiers to sing because I was just stage fright. That's all it was. I was scared to go out there.
But yeah, now you're one of the most confident performers I've ever seen.
Sometimes.
Yeah?
Sometimes, yeah.
It depends on what?
All depends what you expect from the audience, really. This is a very warm, small crowd, and I'm feeling very comfortable here this evening. Very comfortable here.
So, after all those years in this business, feeling comfortable is still important to you?
Oh, yeah, of course it is. When it comes to an audience, you know,
Yeah.
it's very important.
Because you even went to the stock exchange, so you must be very self-confident.
Absolutely.
There are
yeah.
now Stewart bonds. You followed David
That's
Bowie's
true.
example. How expensive are they?
I don't know, because I've got no idea. It was just a great way to get, you know, money up front and use the money wisely over the next 12 years.
Because banks and financial syndicates now can invest in your
Yeah,
future earnings.
they
That's what it is.
Stewart's bonds and stocks.
Yeah. But individuals can't buy them. Just banks and
I
financial
believe
syndicates.
so, yeah, for the time being. But the thing will advance, I think, over the next few years.
Ajax also has gone to the stock exchange this
Are
week. Yeah. Would you buy an Ajax bond?
I would too, yeah. I think they're a fabulous team. Great team, yeah. Would you buy a Celtic bond?
Not without Wim Jansen. Never.
Oh, man.
The secret of your success, could that be that I have the impression that you always try to sing one note higher than what you can reach normally?
Well, that's pretty true, and I got that out of Sam Cooke. I read once that Sam Cooke
You copied it
always,
from someone.
Yeah, well, everybody copies somebody, even you, my friend.
Yeah. Thanks very much for the compliment.
Sam Cooke always sung the song 1/2 key higher than he could to get that wonderful voice that Sam had. Have you heard of Sam Cooke?
Yes, of course.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's great.
Yeah.
That makes my old heart very happy.
And in the beginning, you also copied Mick Jagger in his clothes.
In his club, maybe, yes, Mick Jagger copied Tina Turner.
Because Mick once said
In his
about
clothes.
you. Because Mick once said about you, I see Rod wearing the same pajamas as I wore last year.
Yeah, that's true. There was one point where we did cross over fashion-wise, way back about 1974, but not since, I don't think.
No. There's one other lesson I want to learn from you, because in pubs you seem to have the reputation of being able to drink almost everyone under the table.
That's true.
Can you still do it?
Yes.
What's the secret?
Practice. Practice makes perfect.
And you seem to have this special technique to prevent yourself from having to be giving a round.
Yes, that's true. It's called stand as far away from the bar as you can. You see? Stand away from the bar.
Is
No,
that everything?
That's not true. Anybody will tell you, because we just went out drinking locally here this evening, and I was very upfront in buying a round of drinks for everybody.
But they're your bonds now, so you can afford it.
That's it. I can afford it, but...
One serious point.
What's he like?
I don't know, you saying I'm imitating someone or copying.
Yeah, there's this Irish guy on British television that you remind me of. What's his name?
Reggie Blinker?
No. Give me a clue from the wings here. What's his name? I've forgotten. You just remind me of him.
We'll ask them afterwards.
Okay.
All presenters are more or less the same.
He's a very handsome man, by the way.
They're handsome, they're shy and
Yeah.
happy people. One serious point. One moment 3 years ago, you risked to lose everything you got in this airplane. What exactly happened?
I was on tour, and we took off from Gothenburg, I think it was, in a private jet. And we were just about 100 feet off the ground when a turkey or something got stuck. Not a turkey. A Canadian
Goose.
Thank you, my friends. Canadian goose flew into the engine.
You have someone there behind?
Yeah, they're my prompters when it comes to... A Canadian goose flew into the engine and closed down the engine, and we just went dropped like that. But the guy switched all the power over to the other engine, and we survived, but it was scary.
So the pilots were brilliant then?
Pilots were British, and they were brilliant.
Great. And the people living underneath the airplane were eating pâté de foie gras for months, probably.
It could have been very, very nasty.
Yeah. In one respect, your life must have changed over the last years because you have a very stable relationship.
Yeah, very much in love with my wife.
In what respect does that influence you?
Well, apart from the obvious that you know, I don't mess around.
What is the
anymore.
obvious?
I don't. You know, I'm a one-woman man now. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
And I've been for 7 years. She's just tremendous. I love her, and we've got 2 children together, and it's a wonderful peace that I've got within myself. I don't feel that wandering thing that I used to in the old days, you know, always looking for the next girl. And I'm very, very lucky. Very lucky. Because I don't know what she sees in me. She's only 28.
No, you probably don't have the slightest idea, do you?
Well, you know, to say these things.
Just a bit, maybe. Final question. Can one say that your motto in life is that no matter what you do in life, you should constantly be improving?
Yeah, I think so. I think you should always try and improve on everything you do in life.
But are you that serious?
Very serious about that, yeah. Even with people ask me that, you say you've been singing for so long, does it get tedious? But you can always find room for improvement.
Yeah.
It's an art form, I think. Rock and roll is an art form, singing is an art form.
It is.
Improve on it.
So that must mean that your latest CD must be better than the previous ones.
It is.
Yeah?
Believe you me, baby, it is.
Okay. You're going to sing for us a sort of
Yes,
remake of a
that's what
Faces
I'm here
classic?
for.
Yeah. It's a classic.
Yeah, classic song.